Ocho Joe, Kevin Stefanski says Shedeur Sanders is not getting any first-team reps like Dillon Gabriel did when Joe Flacco was the starter. Stefanski said it's because Gabriel being young, you want to make sure he's getting a lot of reps. It's different when you have a vet like Joe.
Some number one reps. Is that true with Shedeur?
No. I mean, with a young quarterback with Dillon starting, you want to make sure he gets a lot of the reps. Different when you have a veteran like Joe, I would tell you, Tony.
Cleveland is on edge right now. The energy in that building feels tense and suffocating. The moment Kevin Stefanski said Shedeur Sanders wouldn't get a single first-team rep, everything exploded. It wasn't quiet disagreement, it was outright shock. People didn't hear a coaching decision. They heard a message, a signal that his progress might be deliberately slowed down. No one could believe it. When frustration turns to exhaustion, something inside that locker room has cracked. You can feel it in every tone, every glance. This isn't background noise anymore. It's an alarm blaring through the walls. Like and subscribe. If you love Shedeur, then comment SS 100%.
Hell nah, you know that ain't normal protocol. You should be doing the same exact thing you were doing with Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel. Now if Dillon Gabriel is starting, you should be doing the same thing you were doing with Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco with goddamn Shedeur. It's a bunch of trash, and all that is telling me is that Shedeur is not closer to getting the starting job until Dillon Gabriel shows that he just can't get the job done. And that's why I say they're probably maybe towards the end of the season, maybe last 3 weeks. Dillon Gabriel, at some point, teams are going to force him. You're going to have to beat us with your arm.
At the start, Shedeur Sanders isn't getting first-team reps, not the way Dillon Gabriel did when Joe Flacco was the starter. Stefanski's explanation? Gabriel's young, and they want to give him extra work. He claimed veterans like Flacco don't need as many snaps. That was the reasoning. That was the defense. But everyone knows that's not standard procedure. Shedeur's been around the game long enough to recognize the difference between genuine development and locker room politics. He's seen how these things play out. The process should be identical. What you did with Flacco and Gabriel, you do with Shedeur. Stay consistent. Keep the room accountable. Keep the competition real. That's how you build culture. That's how you build trust. And from there, the frustration boils over. Because this isn't just about reps, it's about respect. The message feels obvious. In their eyes, Shedeur isn't close. He's waiting for Gabriel to stumble before anyone even thinks of giving him a shot. But in the NFL, waiting is death. It kills momentum before it's born. It drains confidence before it ever takes shape. You can lose a season before week 1 if it's built on hesitation. 10 plays a period. Offense gets 10, defense gets 10, then reset. Another 10, then another. That rhythm is the pulse of practice.
Hell nah, you know that ain't normal protocol. You should be doing the same exact thing you were doing with Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel. Now if Dillon Gabriel is starting, you should be doing the same thing you were doing with Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco with goddamn Shedeur. It's a bunch of trash, and all that is telling me is that Shedeur is not closer to getting the starting job until Dillon Gabriel shows that he just can't get the job done. And that's why I say they're probably maybe towards the end of the season, maybe last 3 weeks. Dillon Gabriel, at some point, teams are going to force him. You're going to have to beat us with your arm.
So out of all those snaps, you're saying Shedeur can't get even one? Not a single rep? Not one quick throw? Not even a simple handoff? That's where everyone snaps, because those little moments matter. One clean handoff matters. One short slant matters. It's about rhythm, timing, and trust with the starters, the heartbeat of real chemistry. You can't recreate that with backups. The 2s and 3s don't move the same. Their spacing's different. Their routes break slower. Their protection calls come a beat too late. And no matter how talented a quarterback is, if he's never worked with the ones, that first real game will hit like chaos. No rhythm, no connection, no control.
We're not going to allow QJ to run up and down the field. They're going to stack 9 in the box. You're going to have to prove that you can beat us with your arm. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think, look, everywhere I've been, even when we had veteran quarterbacks or whatever, he get 1 or 2 reps. I know. Obviously, normally, I don't know how it was, but we had 10 plays. We ran 10 plays per period. Offense got 10, defense got 10.
Right.
Offense got 10, defense got 10. Okay, special teams, do what they do, whether it was punt return, kick return, whatever the case may be. And then guess what, Ocho? Another 10, another 10, another 10, number 10,
Yeah.
so forth and so on. But you mean to tell me Shedeur can't get 1 rep, 2 reps with the starters?
I mean,
Out of 10 reps, he can't get 1.
He says it straight, no sugarcoating. You mean to tell me Shedeur can't get even 1 rep, 2 snaps with the starters? Fans are asking the same thing, because this isn't any rookie. This is Shedeur Sanders, NFL bloodlines, discipline, proven leadership, built for the moment. So how can he be ready if he never steps on the field with the ones? Then the focus shifts to the other side of the room. This setup gives Dillon Gabriel unnecessary comfort. When one guy gets all the reps, that sends a message. Your spot is safe, no pressure. But in the NFL, comfort is dangerous. Competition sharpens teams. Pressure brings out greatness. Take that away and complacency slips in before anyone realizes. Stefanski's logic, protecting a young quarterback by overloading him with reps, might backfire. It sounds safe, even thoughtful, but it misses the bigger picture. You're not just developing Gabriel, you're building a roster that must stay ready for chaos. Quarterback rooms collapse when depth becomes an illusion. Every veteran knows the truth. This is the NFL, bro. You're one play away, one bad step, one rib shot, one off read, and then Shedeur is in the game without a single live rep with the starters. That's not preparation. That's a setup for disaster. Then comes the speed talk. Ocho nails it. The NFL runs at warp speed. College is quick, practice is quicker. But Sundays, that's another universe. From the sideline, it looks controlled. Step inside the pocket, and it's a blur. Defenders closing faster, windows shrinking in seconds, reads stacking on reads. Your mind runs a race against a clock that never stops ticking.
What would that do, Unc? That would be wasting time. Getting 1 or 2 reps with the starter is wasting time. And obviously, on Stefanski's side, also, it can give Dillon Gabriel some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Some type of security. Okay, my job is not in jeopardy. I'm not playing as well as I think I should be playing. So I'm getting all the reps to make sure that those reps actually count in practice. And once I get into the games, I'm familiar with those situations.
If a young quarterback like Shedeur hasn't taken snaps with the top receivers or first-team line, his first real taste of NFL speed will be a shock. That's what they mean when they say you never know when you'll need Shedeur. That moment always arrives. An injury, a cold start, a desperate spark the team needs. The difference between a prepared backup and a forgotten one can flip a game, a season, even a career. Strip away the yelling, and the point still stands. This is about how coaching politics quietly shape careers. Giving a young quarterback 0 reps isn't efficiency, it's judgment. It's the staff saying, we don't believe you're ready. But here's the contradiction. How does a player ever get ready if he's never allowed to try? Veterans like Unc have seen this cycle for years. Young talent fades, not from lack of ability, but from lack of opportunity. Reps are trust in motion. Each one is a coach saying, we believe you might be the guy. Without that, no quarterback can prove anything. Without that, everyone's guessing when the moment finally comes. That's what makes this situation so maddening. Shedeur doesn't need favoritism or a new scheme, he just needs fairness. He needs reps with the people he could one day lead. That's the baseline for any serious organization. Across the league, smart teams know the formula. When a franchise drafts a quarterback they truly believe in, they feed him situational reps early. Jordan Love still got first-team looks while Rodgers was in Green Bay. Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft, still saw real work in San Francisco. That's why they were ready when called upon. That's the difference between coaching for the future and clinging to comfort. Real coaches protect the team before their ego. Stefanski might think he's protecting Gabriel's confidence, but in reality, he's stunting the growth of the entire offense. Because what happens when Gabriel struggles? When that 3-and-out stretches into a half? When Shedeur is suddenly thrown in without rhythm, without timing, without reps with Amari Cooper or the starting line? Then the Browns don't just lose a drive, they lose months of preparation. That's not fair to Shedeur. It's not fair to the locker room, and it's not fair to the fans who expect readiness from day one. Having a veteran like Joe Flacco doesn't mean freezing the room. Vets are mentors, not obstacles. The best coaches rotate snaps with intent, keeping every player sharp, every option alive. Depth isn't talk, it's practice. So this notion that Shedeur doesn't need reps because Gabriel needs them more misses the entire point. This isn't a youth experiment. This is the NFL. Every position is one play away from chaos. Balance matters more than optics. Ocho says it best. Even one handoff matters. Let Shedeur see the first team line. Let him feel the timing, the rhythm, the pressure. That's not favoritism. That's football IQ. That's how professionals prepare. Shedeur Sanders isn't a random rookie. He carries a legacy, a spotlight, and expectations most players never face. Every snap he takes and every snap he's denied will shape how the league perceives him. So when the Browns keep him out of first-team reps, it sends a message loud and clear to the locker room, the media, and the fans. He's not close. And that's dangerous. Once that label sticks, it's almost impossible to peel off. That's how promising players get boxed in, stamped as projects when all they ever needed was a fair shot. Unc and Ocho see that in real time. They know the difference between a development plan and a quiet burial. Their message to Stefanski couldn't be louder. Stop overthinking. Let the kid play. Give him snaps with the starters. Let him command the huddle. Let him feel the game speed. Build confidence, not barriers. Because that one play will come. It always does. And when it does, you'll wish those reps were already in the bank. If they aren't, the blame won't fall on Shedeur. It'll be on the staff that chose comfort over preparation. The league moves too fast for hesitation. It doesn't wait for plans to mature. Rookies must adapt now. Sheltering a quarterback doesn't protect him, it handicaps the team. Every wasted rep is time you never get back. What's happening in Cleveland fits a bigger NFL pattern. Coaches preaching development while really protecting reputations and safe choices. The great franchises do it differently. Kansas City, San Francisco, Baltimore. They trust their depth, they trust competition, they trust the next man up. That's how you survive injuries, slumps, and chaos. That's how you build culture. Right now, Cleveland looks scared. Scared to risk, scared to compete, scared to ruffle feathers. But football doesn't reward fear. It rewards readiness. Every veteran knows it. Some just can't say it out loud. Playing it safe kills progress before it starts. Shedeur Sanders deserves live reps, not just clipboard reps, not just scout team looks. Real work with real teammates. That's how you prepare a future starter. That's how you protect your season before it's on the line. And until Kevin Stefanski figures that out, Cleveland will keep spinning its wheels. Another year of what-ifs, another year of almosts. You don't win by hiding from risk. You win by preparing for what's next. And what's next might come in a single snap. One hit on Gabriel, one frozen field in December, one spark that demands change. Ready or not, that moment is coming. And when it does, the Browns will learn the hard way. If Shedeur isn't ready, it won't be on him. It'll be on the coaches who kept him waiting. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe. This is football the way it should be discussed. The warning's out there. If Cleveland doesn't listen, regret will hit harder than any blitz when Shedeur's moment finally arrives.